Crusher!
He's trying to guide believers to what he truly thinks is right. He's reading from a manuscript of scientific law. Throw away the record, you don't need it anymore. Tree crusher, the Lord of non-belief. If you can't prove it, no one can get ready for and breathe. A dead day is skipping, we all know what that means. He's lurking in the shadows and crushing all your dreams. Going to land. Don't believe in cryptids that leave footprints in the sand. Don't believe in spirits appearing from the dead. The only demons out there are living in your head. Dream crusher, the Lord of non-belief. If you can't prove it, no one can get ready for the breeze. We all know what that means. He's lurking in the shadows and crushing on your dreams. Dream crusher, the Lord of non-belief. If you can't prove it, no one can get ready for the breeze. We all know what that means.
Dun. Hello, everybody. It's Friday night. Woo! All right. So I am going solo tonight. I'm giving that disclaimer right up front. Donna is out sick tonight, and she's home recovering. So I apologize if I get way behind in the comments. But luckily, one of our guests tonight is also one of my backup moderators. So it should be okay. We'll figure it out. I want to get to the rules real quick. I don't have the chit chat box going because that we're going to have 4 people on screen and that'll cover one of them up. So I'm going to keep that off tonight. Let's see. Where's my rules? There's my rules. Let's get to them. Rule number 1 is that you are encouraged to ask questions. That's what this show is about. It's an educational show. It's a learning show. So if you have questions, especially tonight, because you're going to have 4 perspectives for the price of 1, which is awesome because it's still free. Rule number 2 is that you are if you have questions, please put a capital Q in front of it. I can't talk. I'm way too sober. Hold on a second. All right, that's better. Start your questions with a capital Q, and that way it's easier for me and everyone else that can save the comments to see it and queue it up for later. Rule number 3 is that we don't know everything. Keep that in mind. We'll try to get you an answer. We'll talk about it. We'll try to look it up if we can, but we may have to say, I don't know. And that's perfectly acceptable. Rule number 4 is that we follow the Patrick Swayze rule here, and that's be nice. And that just means you can be in the chat room. You can discuss things. You can debate. You can even disagree. That's cool. Just don't get into name calling and just don't be an asshole. That's all I'm asking. Okay. Because then one of us will boot you out of here. Rule number 5 is drink up, participate, learn, and have fun. So tonight, I know I'm skipping over like saying hi to everybody, but I want to get to the guests because I think it's going to be a fun show. It's going to be an open mic night, but more of a panel discussion. So let's change our layout here so we get the wide view. Whoa. Wide view. And we'll bring on some more guests. Ladies first, we got Taryn. Hello, Taryn.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Tim, and Dave. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave.
Howdy.
Dave.
Dave.
You missed the traditional greeting.
Yeah, the computer, as always, decided to reboot too, so I couldn't even come on early to give you the greeting.
Oh, and you missed the extra secret video that we were watching that
Oh boy,
we talked about last night.
No.
But don't worry, I'll show you later.
I'm sure you
You
will.
missed this.
Oh, here we go.
May the
There we
fourth
go.
be with you. Nice.
Look
nice.
at this. Oh, and then we're starting off the show with a
man.
bang.
Did you do the 18 or older disclosure on this?
We are on after 8:00, so I think that qualifies as adult content. I think. Plus, we're adult, so.
And if anybody's ever listened to your show before, yeah, they should know
know.
what goes on.
They should know.
Truth.
Yeah.
Truth.
So for anyone that doesn't know, these wonderful guests, Tim and Dave are, we did a 3 Tortured Souls live stream once a month. We're doing it weekly, but it got so hard that we went to once a month. And then that went to like once every, when we could get together.
And then that one wants to fuck it.
Yeah. And Taran is our unofficial
Honorary
fourth Tortured Soul, and also does the Paranormal Brew live stream, and she's part of the Paranormal Peaches that we know very well.
Yes.
And so I invited them on because we are not doing the 3 Tortured Souls the live stream anymore, just because it's life is hectic, and it just I know I had problems clearing that night and making sure not only that I could be here for that night, but that I felt bad because I wasn't researching the topic as good as I wanted to. And when I walk into something and I just like, I know I should have prepared and I didn't, I feel like I feel terrible. So we kind of made the joint decision to let's stop for now. And we'll
Can I tell you how much you want to talk about Dream Crusher? Like, I was literally so upset when you said that to me, that you weren't going to be doing it anymore. I was like, what? No.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just.
But I understand, but I was like heartbroken.
She was doing a live stream and she was going off about it.
So upset. I was like, what? I was like,
Well,
oh my
you
God.
can have us on your show.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Very good, Tim. So get that right in there.
There you go. See, we'll guest star on everyone else's show, and that way it'll keep
There
going.
you go.
Yeah,
There you
it'll
go.
keep going. So we're good to go. But how you guys doing? What's going on? Taryn was here first. I'll go with her. What have you been up to? What's going on?
Well, this year it will be the 10th year for Paranormal Brew.
Oh,
I'm gonna say no.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing it because, like you, life as you get older, don't even as you get older. But started. I've been a lot of like following more of the debunking community. You know what I mean? So I guess the paranormal side of things have been kind of slacking a little bit. I haven't been getting a lot of guests on. It's like really it's slim pickings nowadays in the paranormal field to get anybody on that is good,
fun, entertaining,
and educational, and instead of being about the entertainment and the all that stuff. You know what I mean? I had Side-Eye Guy on. I had, you know what I mean? So like I've been in Florio, and you know what I mean? Like I've been really following the debunking community a lot more lately. In the last, Kenny was my first.
Hey.
Kenny was my first.
That's right, bitches.
You were my first. Yeah. And then I found the shape, and then I went on to find, other ones. So anyway, I'm still investigating with the Peaches. We have some investigations set up. Like we're going to Gettysburg in April. We run at a farmhouse. So we're staying in the park on a farmhouse right behind Little Round Top.
Oh, that's
So
cool. Yeah.
still
waiting for y'all to come up here.
I know. We got to come up there. We would love to. We want to come up there.
Push the dining room table to the side. Get
We'll
some
have all our
bag.
blow-up mattresses.
Yeah,
and-
air mattresses, and we can just drink until everyone passes out.
Oh my God, that would be so fun.
All right, Dave, what have you been up to?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Moved down to Georgia, so we're just outside of Atlanta now. So that was a fun time. I'll never move between Christmas and New Year again. That was kind of a pain in the ass, but yeah, we made it down here. We're settled in, and yeah, new job. Started that a couple months before we moved down here. That's why we ended up coming down. So that's taken up probably 99% of my time right now, just getting moved, getting settled, and then traveling for work quite a bit all over the place. So,
yeah, how horrible. How horrible.
Yeah,
Won't you tell,
Tim just hates it.
Won't you tell us where you're forced to go?
Where I'm forced to go. Yes, I've been forced to go to Sao Paulo, Brazil, Costa Rica, Italy. What? Yeah, so it's been a tough go of it, I tell you.
Yeah, you poor bitch. I feel so sorry for
you. Yeah, I've been trying to find the
when you're going to these places, though, are you able to is it not just work? Are you able to play a little bit and venture?
Not really. And most of the time it's just
that sucks.
Fly out on a Sunday night or a Monday and come back. Jen and I are gonna try to get better about that. She's gonna try to come on some trips with me. I think actually the next time I go to Italy at the end of April, she's gonna come with. That's also our anniversary that time, so she's gonna come with. We're gonna spend a couple days. I got some work stuff to do, and then we're gonna extend it and hang out and probably go. The company, one of the companies that the one I'm with bought, they're between Bologna and Milan, so we'll probably spend some time bouncing between that area for a couple days. So yeah. So it's been good. It's nice. It's nice to get the hell out of Northeast Illinois. Don't miss the winter, the weather, the shit there. So yeah, a lot nicer down here. So we're settled.
Wait till the summer comes.
Good. Yeah. Can't wait.
Tim, what have you been up to?
Just work.
Yeah,
that's about it. Yep, just work. That's about it.
That's good.
Work. Game, sleep, repeat.
Repeat. There you go. All right. So this is a open mic night kind of thing. Again, this is like a panel discussion kind of thing. So if you guys have questions out there that you would like to throw out there, they can be directed at specific people or just in general saying, hey, like you've asked the question before on the show, you've gotten my opinion. You might have gotten the voice of Donna and her opinion, but now you got 3 other people. So feel free to throw out some questions. I know we had a few. Oh, holy shit. I didn't even see these. Let's see. I got to thank Rob Linklater for 17 months. Thank you. Awesome. We got Blast Rights, member for 13 months. And we got Mary Jane Gin Juice, member for 11, nearly a year. Damn. Awesome.
Mary Jane and Gin and Juice.
Gin and Juice. I know, right? We got a good community. We do have a question.
We need to go ghost hunting with her.
Yeah.
Mary Jane and Gin Juice.
Yeah.
We're gonna find some spirits. We'll find some.
Well, I got some spirits right here. I don't know about you, but
I do.
So there you go. Your magically vanishing cup.
Is it magic or is it paranormal?
It must be paranormal because you're obviously in a vacation home and not on a virtual background.
Green screen.
All right. The first question we got is from Isabel, and is being unprepared torture?
It's part of the expectation.
I don't think so. I think you have more fun when it's unprepared. Surprisingly, sometimes, most of the times, it turns out to be better than what you expect when you're not prepared.
I think it's fun when we do shows like this. We just throw it out there and we take questions, and it's off the cuff, and we're not making it up as we go, but that spontaneity
Yeah.
Fuck. God,
Wait a minute,
Taryn.
I got to get my list. Spontaneity.
That spontaneous need to answer a question with good knowledge is I love that. I love that thrill because now you're really thinking fast. However, when we were doing like a lot of our earlier shows, we pick a topic and it was like, all right, we're doing Bermuda Triangle. We're doing the Winchester Mystery House, something like that. And it was okay. And we did our research and we had 3 different perspectives because we would take 3 different paths of looking into it. And it was just, I love that dynamic because it was fascinating. I looked up stuff that they didn't. Tim looked up stuff that we didn't. Dave looked up stuff that me and Tim didn't. And it was just great. You got so much information with 3 people coming together and doing this that I loved that dynamic. And I kind of missed that doing that. So yeah, but being unprepared, I don't like that. I don't know about you guys, but
yeah,
like,
yeah, it's like you said, when we had shows where we just kind of shoot the breeze or just say we're going to casually talk about something, that was fine. And that was enjoyable. I think at least what I noticed is we got into more and more, I don't know, what do you say, easy or soft things, or we'll just come up and we'll just get together and chat about it. While when we first started, and even when we were doing it every week, I think we all did like a ton of research on the topics we would cover. And I think that started to fade. And then it just got to the point where we weren't doing a whole lot of it at all anymore. And I don't know, for me, that's not originally how and why we started the show. Right. Well, why we started the show. We know about that one. And much like that show, here we are back again. Anyway, but I felt like we were getting away from that. And then we went from once a week to once a month and then sporadic. And I don't know, it's just one of those things where you look at it and go, this isn't really what it used to be. And I don't know. I didn't like that part of it. So
yeah,
I don't mind having a show and not preparing, but you know, when you have a topic that you really want to at least sound a little bit credible on, you got to do some work on it. And we just weren't having time to do that anymore. I mean, hey, if we're going to show up and just shoot the shit and try to be experts on something we haven't even researched, well, we're a lot like some, you know, a lot of other podcasts, quite honestly. And I think I thought we always did a great job of really digging into things and having different views, at least somewhat. We weren't experts, but at least we were somewhat educated on it. We at least looked into it.
You're right. I totally agree. That's what I loved. And that's what I found to be torture when we didn't prepare. And like a few of the times when I came into the show and it wasn't my topic, and I had to admit in the beginning, like, I didn't look this up. You know, I'm going to go off of what you guys are saying and this. And I felt lazy. I really felt lazy. So I
felt like we were just running out of stuff. Like we'd done it for a long time. It was just, you know, when we were looking at different things, it just seemed like it started becoming repetitive. Energy, blah, 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 blah. The same houses had the same things. The same locations had the same things. I think what I still want to do with you, you are welcome as well. Number 4 is find a place and just go to an alleged haunted facility and do a show or just meet up together. I think that'd be kind of fun to do it once a year.
That would be awesome. Totally in.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I mean, I don't mind getting together. I mean, if we wanted to get together and just shoot the shit, we could do that. You know, that's a weekly thing. Just get together and say, hey, if you want to watch, you know, 3 or maybe 4, just people get together and just for an hour, and fine. But I like being able to offer something to it instead of just, I guess so.
No,
yeah. Stop moving.
I'm not moving. I'm trying to sit still.
You're freaking me out, man. I don't know if it's real or if it's the drugs.
All right. So next question is, what is the story behind Taran being the unofficial 4th member?
Easy. Neediness.
Dave.
Wow.
Hey.
Call. You were the first one to call me number 4.
Well, that's right. I was. Shit.
Oh, I mean, I think we're done here.
Damn it. Touche.
Actually, that's the best way you can tell you're in.
Yeah. Would we
Yeah.
just get right to it and rip on you? Yeah. You know
You're in. You're family now.
Yes, and then I just ran with it, and then then it was number 4, and I was because I was always on the show and not on it, but in the chat and watching, and
Right.
I love
You
these.
did the.
I
you
love
did the
these-
live.
I think
You
it
did the
started
live
out kind of
person
as
on
a
the
joke,
street.
really.
What?
Oh yeah.
She did the
What?
live person on the street.
Yeah. That's how you
Oh, that's
started.
right. Yeah. That's right.
And
You were going through a drive-through, and you were
Yeah,
like, what if
hitting
I just
shit all the
go
way
around
through.
and I
oh my god, I
ask
totally
people
forgot
something?
about that.
Yeah, we got you to
Yeah.
ask the person in the drive-through if they believed in ghosts.
That's right. That is right.
And it
That
was
what?
a great start to the segment. It was like the first and last part of the segment. It's like you did it once, and then it kind of faded, and then I think we just kept on with the fun of you're the 4th tortured
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah. Which I totally would do again, by the way.
Which I think Taryn and others, Donna and a few others, didn't they take over our show when we were in Gettysburg that time
Gettysburg.
too?
Yeah.
I
So
was
then that
going
kind of
around, like,
perpetuated
grabbing
the whole
people
thing.
for you guys to interview. Remember,
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
going
the,
around grabbing people.
That we were okay with it because, well, one, we all needed a pee break. The 3 of us needed a pee break, and 2, the internet was so bad that you could only hear us. You couldn't really see us because, I mean, the screen was really pixelated and it was freezing all the time. So it's like, well, it's a shitty broadcast. Let Donna take over. And that's it. Like Donna, Taran, and then I think all the peaches just sat down and you guys took over.
Yeah.
I have the video of her going through the drive-thru. Do you want to play
Oh
it?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
John
Jesus.
said
Tim, this is the most prepared you've been. What the hell?
I know. What the hell?
complete accident. But I just realized John sat in for you because you weren't here. Oh, where the hell's my share screen?
Okay. You share, yeah. Yeah, you should be able
Yeah,
to share
that's
it.
Leave Studio.
And I'll make up for my comment before. She's not unofficial. She's the official 4th member.
Official.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah,
Thank you,
whatever.
Steve.
Share screen.
Might as well go get a drink and have a bathroom break. This could take a while. Tim's working on it.
Also share audio. That's on.
There we go. We got it.
Oh my God.
You ready?
Oh wow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here we go. Yes, I have a
Your
question
food
for you
first.
though. Just be honest. It's a really quick question. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. I was just curious.
Actually seen one, like,
You had seen one.
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Here or at your like?
Oh, not here in my childhood house.
Oh.
Yeah. Real story.
Oh, I believe you.
I love
Thank you. That was more information than.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was funny. That was good.
Is cool.
The thing that got left out of all that is like her hitting the curb, and our conversation is like, are we going to be held responsible? Like if she hits somebody and hurts them, like is this?
She's looking at the phone trying to talk.
Yeah,
to
she was looking at it. It was going boom. It was up on the curb. And she laughed just like that. She was like, "Oh, I was looking at the phone, guys. I'm sorry." We were like, "Stop looking at the fucking phone. Look at the phone."
I would totally do that again. I would totally do that again. That was fun.
That was fun.
Like I would go to like a couple of places though. Like I would want to go to like, you know what I mean? Like all these places in a row. Maybe even walk into some places and just ask people like, "Hey, do you believe in ghosts?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's fun. That's a fun thing to do, especially if like you're carrying your phone and just walk in and be like, "Hey, on the street interview, can I ask you a question?" And then see what happens.
Yeah, I would totally do it. I know. Somebody said I keep disappearing. It's because I am visiting my sister and I came here and like she just moved into this house and there's boxes and all kinds of stuff behind me. So I did a green screen just to should I take the green screen off? I mean, I don't care, but it just
That's not why. The real reason is Taryn's a ghost.
I am.
That's it. And she's trying to keep her corporeal form visible, and it's not working. She has
Very
to
difficult. It's very
Yeah.
difficult. There's not enough
Concentrate
energy.
harder.
There's not enough energy here.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
all
correct.
drink
Oh.
that.
Oh, I only got one bottle of wine tonight. Slow down on the energy.
Looks like that glass can hold the whole bottle.
Ken.
You've only had one glass, officer.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, it's a fishbowl, but I had one.
Let's see. Got a question from Cree. When presented with possible paranormal activity that people feel they must have the answer to and just won't say, I don't know. When presented with possible paranormal activity
What?
that
I think the next question there, she repeated it in a.
Oh, okay.
Now, just a
Here
we
little
go.
bit.
when presented with paranormal you really don't know how it happened, should be guessed at? Is there a reason you can't say I don't know?
I say I don't know.
I say I don't know.
No,
I mean,
know.
That's the best answer. You
to
don't.
be honest, I think there's a combination, at least when I'm just jumping in here. But when somebody presents something to me, it's usually an experience that they're recalling
It's usually a fight.
yeah, that you're already in bed for, so you don't even see it.
Yeah,
Shut
but
up,
it doesn't
Tim.
happen on my watch, does it?
Sleepy Tim Security Service. How
Let's
can I help
not-
you?
And then the peaches are like, I got their back. You go ahead and go to bed. It was like 3:00, and I was like, okay. And the next thing I know, oh, there's a fight. That guy
Oh
jumped
my
on Kenny.
God.
I'm like, where are the peaches? Like,
Oh, we
I'd
were-
be
No, we
far more scared of the peaches than me.
I think the first thing with this question is that the first part, I don't agree how it's presented, because you're saying when presented with paranormal. So when you say that, you it sounds like you already decided that something is paranormal, and you haven't. So if you're presented something and you don't know what it is, or you think it might be paranormal, if that's presented to us, I might speculate. Like I'll ask you questions. What about the environment? Who was involved? What you were doing? How did you record this? What is this on? And a lot more questions, and try to gather all that evidence or that data. I'm sorry, and figure out something from that. But I'm going to tell you, well, based on what you said, I can only come up with this or this or this. But that's just based on what you're telling me. I don't have all the information, so I can't give you a positive conclusion because I don't know the rest of the information. There's a lot missing. So what do you guys think?
I think it depends. Like if it's somebody that comes to me and they're like, I think my loved one has made contact with me. I think that's a little bit more delicate of a situation there where you have to answer, like they'll tell me like what happened, and they'll go, have you ever experienced anything like that before? And, I'll say, well, I have never experienced anything like that. But however, your connection with your loved one, your mom, your dad, whoever it was that, I believe that those connections, those bonds don't break. So if whatever you feel that you've experienced, take it for what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'll never, ever, somebody that's going through the grieving process or losing somebody or whatever, I'll never discredit what they feel they've experienced with a loved one. Now, if it is anything else, obviously I'll be as honest as I can be,
I will add to that yeah, if it comes up where it's a situation where someone's like just lost their mother or their son or something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
My first question before I do anything else is, look, if you're coming up to me, you probably know like how I approach these things. So if you really want to know an answer, I'm happy to talk to you. But if you want to hold on to that, if that means something to you and it gives you comfort, then that's all we need to do. We don't really need to have a conversation about what it may or may not be. If that makes you feel better, okay. And it's a different story, I think, if they go out into the world and start preaching that, hey, this is 100% absolutely true. You should believe this, or buy my book.
Yeah.
Then it's something different.
Right.
What do you guys think, Dave?
It's perfectly fine to say I don't know, because a lot of times you don't know and you're not going to find out. A single piece of data, you're not going to know.
Right.
But it's, if you're going to come up and ask somebody, be open to them asking questions, maybe giving you some possibilities of what it could be. But, it's hard to say when somebody walks up to you and shows you a picture and says, or tells you their experience. It's tough because a lot of that, it's a one-time thing, or they're just telling you what they perceived, and there's a lot of information that you don't know. Where were they, what condition was the location they were in, what was their state of mind, what are their prior beliefs, what's the environment like, why did you interpret it as being paranormal, what's your background, what are your prior experiences, how did those shape your prior beliefs? So there's a long list of questions. There's also a lot of different perspectives to take a look at. So yeah, I think a lot of times, honestly, you just look at something sometimes, go, I don't know, I wasn't there, I really don't know. I can't tell you. If you want to talk more about it, we can do that. We can shoot some ideas your way. But even at the end of the day, even if you go through all the potential natural explanations and let's say those don't explain it, it's still just, I don't know, because we don't know right now. A lot of stuff, even in science, they didn't know at the time, and it took a long time to figure it out. So it's perfectly legit to say, I don't know. And I think we've talked about that on our show back in the day, is you got to be able to admit when you don't know.
Right.
And there's too many people that jump to a conclusion and they speak with some level of authority of like, yeah, it's definitely this, and this. Well, you don't know. You really, at the end of the day, you just sometimes don't know. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. And, sometimes when you're at a conference and you've heard about 50 people come up to you and it's after a long weekend, you just look and go, I don't know. I don't know.
Just make
nothing
a
wrong
sign.
with saying that. Admit you don't know.
Right.
There's your T-shirt, Kenny. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't fucking know. And on the back it says, and I don't fucking care either.
Tim, anything?
I think Dave really nailed it. My thoughts as we were going through was, imagine what it's going to take. Like, how can you, if somebody gives you a piece of data and says it's paranormal, I want you to look at it and confirm it, or like, imagine what it's going to take to confirm it. Like, do we even have the necessary stuff that could fit in the back of my car to prove paranormal happened at a place? Like, how, like, just imagine like what that would take. It's going to take more than 4 hours in someone's basement in one night, measuring EMFs. It's going to take, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what it would take, much less to be able to say.
That's a good thing to bring up, because I think it depends on the claim being made.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think sometimes someone can make a claim and you can be in there for 5 minutes and figure it out and say, oh, you know what? I think this is it. Let's try it. Yes, that's it. And I've done that, but other times I've had to go back 3 or 4 times and I still don't know.
Mm-hmm. So
I think you're right. It really depends on the claim being made, because that determines what equipment that you're going to need. I when I go to a location, I usually bring everything that I can think of, because I don't know what I'm going to need, because claims usually pop up ahead of time. But if they do have certain claims, like people feel like they're pushed down the stairs, well, I'm definitely going to bring my spirit level. That's one of the first tools I want to bring, because I want to see, like, are the stairs, because I've been on stairs where they're like, they're like that, and it's ridiculous. But that's a good point. That's a good point, because you don't know how long it's going to take you to figure out. And if they have like 10 claims, like you might be done half of them in a half hour, but then the rest will take a year or so, because you got to go with the conditions. That's a good point, Tim. Good. All right. Yeah. Anything else to add? I'm sorry, I cut you off. I didn't mean to do that.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's just basically where I was going. Like Dave really hit a lot of stuff it was on my mind, and other than just so like if you run out of ideas and you run out of stuff, and you really want to dig more into it to see or how you could back up or test or have some type of data that points to a claim, like how, like what would how like I don't even would know how to begin measuring, like what are we even measuring? So we got to know like what we're measuring before we can measure it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else. Paranormal engineer. What is your favorite part of investigating?
Oh.
Mine,
The weed. Just kidding.
mine's just being with my peaches.
Mhm.
I love being with my girls.
Hold on, everybody.
My girls. I love being with my girls.
All right, let's find some ghosts.
I'm going to take a nap right over there.
You wake me up when they start haunting or demoning.
No, I was just kidding.
Whatever. I know. I mean, I like the mystery. I really love the mystery and the detail and like getting into it. I love, like I don't do the ghost hunting thing that you see on TV. I love having somebody say, hey, like we hear a noise over here, or this particular light will go off and on by itself. Or something goes on over here. And I love spending time, like whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours, I'm so caught up. The self-diagnosed OCD kicks in and I'm just focused on that. And when I finally get it, when you finally get that moment where you recreate something under the same conditions, like everything matches and you figure out, not that you debunked it, but you figured out the mystery, like that for me that gets me high. That gets me excited. I jump around, I do a happy dance, and it's just exciting to me. And that's why
that gets me get disappointed.
You know what?
It does. Like
Yes.
I'm proud that we figure it out, but at the same time, I'm like, damn it. Like I just want.
You know what? That shows the level of quality that you're interested in. So you want some. So say in the future, if you do find that one piece, that golden ticket of evidence of real paranormal activity, that means that you have thrown at it every single thing that you could have that you've learned prior. You weeded out all that shit and got to something where it's like, I can't figure this out. I sent it to this person. I sent it to this person. We can't figure it out. We tested it. We did it over and over again. I think this might be it. And you can be excited about that. I would be excited about that.
What do you think would have to? What do you think would have to be? What it would have to be?
I don't know.
I mean, like,
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, there is no ghost in captivity,
right?
Which would be bad anyway. To be honest, that would be bad. But there is no ghost in captivity, so we have no idea what the qualities of a ghost are. So we have no idea what to measure for.
Right.
We can only measure for the stuff that we know about and see if there's an anomaly, and then focus on that anomaly and see if there's a reason for it. But like, I don't know. Oh shit! Taking notes.
Well, at least he's not stealing topics for a show anymore.
Oh.
I was good at that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, like that, I don't know what that piece of evidence will be. And we won't know until
we know.
Not only when it happens, but after it goes through extensive testing. I think that we will say, hey, this is a mystery. Right. But it's only going to be a mystery for some time, because that would be something worth studying. And I think that would gain interest, and then we'd figure out an answer eventually.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think?
Yeah, Part of it, I think, is favorite part of investigating. Then I'll respond to your part. I think it's collecting the information and the data to try to figure out why people had the experience. There's a lot of reasons why people can think they had a paranormal experience, and there's a lot of interesting stuff that's natural and some stuff that might still be unexplained that happens. So just trying to go and collect the data and then go through it and try to piece it together, to me that's the best part. Yeah, I haven't done an actual like ghost hunt in quite a while. Did a research project or spent a weekend, a couple days at a location with some other people, but don't do the ghost hunt part of it really anymore. Did that for a long time, and at the end of the day, just wasn't getting much out of it. And then even when we were able to have a location where we could go back to and over again, still didn't get a whole lot out of it with the shotgun approach and trying the same methods that everybody was using at the time. So kind of changed, at least personally, how I approached it and how I go about and what I do now. And it's really, unless I have a specific question or research topic or want to collect a certain type of data to figure out something with a hypothesis, I don't really do much ghost hunting anymore. Then to get back to what Kenny was saying, get a ghost in a lab or capture a ghost, or we don't know what ghosts are. I think that sometimes we're falling short, though, is saying that a ghost exists, and we're either trying to prove that it exists or not prove that it exists. I think there's a lot more good work and focus that should go into asking the question instead, that is, why do people have a ghostly experience? Not that if a ghost is real or not, but why did you have that experience? Be it, and who knows, it could be explainable, it could be not explainable, it could actually be a real ghost. We don't know. But just simply asking and trying to figure out why somebody had that experience, I think, is probably the route people need to go, as opposed to trying to prove if they're real or not. Because that's I'm going to be quite honest, it's probably most likely out of the ability of most people running around doing this. I think everybody has experiences, and that's where I think this goes back to what Taryn said, is trying to be somewhat sensitive when somebody says, let's say I saw my dead mother appear to me. And last thing you want to go is, no, you didn't. Come on, what's wrong with you?
Right.
You can discuss that quite openly and quite pleasantly by trying to understand why they may have had that experience. I mean, both from a natural explanation all the way through a supernatural paranormal explanation. So there's ways you can discuss that. So I think that's where we're probably missing the boat a little bit with some groups. And when you do that, and part of this project that I worked on with Brandon Masulo and Dr. Don, which I know most of us know here, and Shane Feig, I think we approached it from a unique perspective, where you looked at people's experiences, their beliefs, their background, the environment, the stories, the context, the different types of environmental signals we were picking up. So to me, that was really interesting. It's like we're trying to figure out why people go to this location and why they report so many experiences. Because regardless if ghosts exist or not, when people go to a location and 90+% of them report an experience, there's got to be a reason for that. I mean, so what if they're primed, or if their expectation, that can be part of it. But there's something in that environment that tends to be causing, between the person and the environment, causing them to have an experience. So to me, that's what makes it interesting, and something that be great if more people focused on. Why are we having ghostly experiences, as opposed to right now trying to 100% figure out if it's due to a dead guy or not.
Right. Right.
Dead guy.
Anything, Tim? What do you got?
Well, I've already forgot the question. Listening.
It's right up on the screen, old man.
And we're back to smoking weed on investigation.
I don't know the question.
What is a question anyway, really, when you think about it?
Why do you question?
What
Just
is
me,
it?
man?
I know this answer. That's why I forgot it. Think about that. I love coming up with ways to test it. I absolutely thoroughly enjoy testing claims. Is it accurate? Probably not. Is it a good start? I think so. You know, one of the fun things I used to like to have to do the EVP challenge. We came up with the haunted object, the hidden object. We did the haunted doll, not the haunted doll, but the haunted item experiment.
Right.
Which
That
I
was
want to do.
Really cool. I would love to do that again.
Yes, yeah. All clowns. They get creepier as they go.
No. The first thing I got was a clown. I'm like, these mother effers. Instead of me a clown. That thing, nope. Put it in a box and put it in my closet. I'm like, if it's haunted, it's going to be haunted no matter where it's at in my house. So it's in my closet.
You can haunt the closet. It's not coming out of there.
Really? I got tickled because I literally just picked out the names by random with each item, as random as I could. You got the doll. I was like, oh, shit.
The first one, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I thought that was on purpose. The first one, I thought it was on purpose. I was like, really?
No.
I'm like, this is how this is going to go.
Yeah, but just trying to figure out how to recreate it and test it with other people. I thoroughly enjoy. That's my favorite part. I don't know if that even really gets into ghost hunting or investigating. My favorite part. I guess for my favorite part of going somewhere, particularly when it's old, I love exploring the architecture.
Yes.
I like looking at the material that's built and the craftsmanship of like a 1875 house, you know, the wooden steps, the wooden beams, and how they were all made by hand. And then I get lost in that.
Places. Even the history.
Yeah, the history.
Like when you go to like places that are like 1700s and 17, and you're just like, it's just got layers and layers and layers of history and people being there and people, you know, it's just, I don't care if nothing happens. Just being in a place like that is awesome. To have the privilege to be able to be in a place like that is to me is awesome.
Yeah, again, the architecture is amazing, but also just like you said, just like if you're standing in the living room of a house that's 1700s, like we went to the New Jersey, what wasn't it, haunted?
Parunity?
No, the place we hid the object.
Oh, the White Hill Mansion.
White Hill Mansion from the 1700s. And you're like down there. Of course, you can't go in the tunnel, but you can go down to the outside of the tunnel. And just to stand there and think about every single person that stood right where you are.
Yeah.
Is just pretty crazy. And then I start thinking shit like, you know, they were carrying booze up here and they weren't going, you know, in like 100 years, somebody's going to be standing here looking for my body and my ghost. No, they probably didn't. But yeah, just being, it's just, it kind of really messes with my mind when I get thinking about it too much. You know, all the people that stand where I'm standing over hundreds of years, it was just really good.
Right. Yeah.
And that's so true, because whenever we're somewhere, I'm like, do you think people are going to be like in my house in 200 years, like looking for ghosts or looking for like, you know, nobody's going to be in my house in 200 years. We were just at West Hill Manor, and the owners there, like there's so many cool. So one of the owners was actually pen pals with Abe Lincoln. So their letters there's copies of their letters there. You know what I mean? Going back and forth. And also the first ever breast cancer surgery was performed in the United States in this house. They removed a tumor the size of an ostrich egg out of this woman's breast, and she survived for 5 years, but it was the first breast cancer surgery ever in the United States. Successful surgery without anesthesia, without antibiotics, without, you know what I mean? So like the history in this house there was just layers and layers and layers of history. And I'm like, I don't care if nothing happens at all. I'm happy that I am allowed to be in this house right now. Like, it was just incredible. The artifact. Awesome. Yeah, it was incredible.
All right, let's move on. Let's see. Feral Goth Gal, have you been catching the uptick in Bigfoot sightings in Northeast Ohio recently? I haven't. What's going on there?
Yeah, there's been some news stories about just an uptick in sightings. Yeah, I've seen them flashed up. I haven't really read anything that really helps understand why, but yeah, there's definitely been an uptick. Well, it's been hitting the news. So
Okay.
one of the things I always ask, is it really an uptick in sightings, or did the news wires just pick it up and it looks like an uptick in sightings? So
Is it a slow
notice
week?
it. Yeah.
It's a
Slow
slow-
news week.
Yeah.
People are tired of the depressing news on the national, international level, so maybe they.
Right.
I don't know. I have seen a couple stories pop up though.
Yeah, a couple stories rolled across my TikTok feed too, and it made me think I would like to, if there was a way to look at the reportings of Bigfoot sightings and see if they correlate with the spring right around when big old bears come out really hungry and don't really give a shit if you're in their way.
Right.
Yep, that happened to me at Hinsdale.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Here's a good one. What are each of you scared of?
I know.
Taxes.
Scared of.
Scared of. That's pretty good.
I'm just gonna say this. I literally am afraid of dying. That is one of the reasons why I started investigating, because I'm like, I want to know if there is something after this. Like, I'm literally scared to death. No pun.
Scared to death of dying?
I'm scared to death of dying.
And you know what? You know what? And if there isn't, you won't know.
I know, but it's so scary.
I like the thought.
That's a legit fear. There is a lot of people, and I think you're seeing that. I've seen it before. People said that's why I'm looking into this, because I want to know if there's something. Or I've had a loved one pass away, and I want to know if they still
100%.
continue on.
Yep.
I heard it explained, which helps me a lot. You were dead billions of years before you were born, and you didn't miss a thing. It's probably going to be just the same.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know it.
Even more.
You don't know it. Yeah.
Like, yeah. So what am I don't know what I'm scared of.
I want to haunt like the Eisenhower house in Gettysburg. Like, that's where I want to live forever. Like, just send me over there. Send my ghost there.
I'll work on that.
If Taryn goes missing, we know who to talk to first. I don't know. I think for me, I'm more scared of other people and what complete jackasses people can be, and the stupid things they do, and no respect or no regard for human life. That's more scary than anything in the paranormal.
Yeah.
But I will say there's been times where you walk outside, you're in, let's say, and these are years and years ago, when you first start in the field and you're at a haunted location. And, you know, I remember this one, we were at some place that was supposed to be really haunted, not much happening. You go outside and you hear a screech owl in the forest. That will scare the living crap out of you more than anything that's going to happen inside that house.
At Hinsdale, I saw a bear coming towards us, and I'm not kidding. I've never been more scared in my life. Like a tear came out. My butt cheeks clenched so tight. A tear came out, and I literally ran over Megan and two other peaches. I pulled a dude run. Like, I was like, "It's a bear!" That was probably the
good news with the clenching butt cheeks. You didn't poop your pants.
Right.
So that's good.
I was so scared. I thought I was gonna die. Oh my god! I ran so fast into the house, and they didn't follow me. I'm like,
you know, we say over here, like, you don't have to be faster than the bear. You just have to be faster than one person you're with.
Yep.
So true. So true.
And if that means kicking him in the knee, then that's fine too.
I was like George Costanza when at the fire at the nursing home. I'm like, get out of my way.
Costanza. That was a good scene.
Classic.
I think my biggest fear right now, besides the current climate, but my biggest fear is getting something like dementia or Alzheimer's, because like I spend my entire life now learning and trying to gather knowledge and process it and be able to pass it on, to suddenly find myself losing my memories. Especially because, like, my house, you come to my house, I have pictures all over the walls, like all four walls in the living room and in the dining room, of friends everyone, when I go out, like you guys are up there, all of you, well, you all three of you are up on the wall somewhere, because these are events and awesome times that I had and good friends and hanging out. So to not remember them, to lose them, that is my biggest fear.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mind the lights out at the end, like
Mm.
you know, flip the switch, lights out, because like you said, Tim, I'm not going to know, I'm not going to exist anymore, so that's fine. But to lose them while I'm still around, that scares the shit out of me.
But see,
Yeah,
that's
it-
one of
it's
the
tough.
things that's one of the things. This is gonna sound crazy, but that's one of the things that like I literally tell people, I'm like, I hope that when I get to a certain age, I like, and I'm hoping it's older, because I can't imagine like right now how scared I am of dying, being 90, and that just consuming my entire
Gross.
existence. So like I don't want to know what's going on.
Every morning you'd be like,
Like I don't want to know. I don't want to know what's going on. I want to be totally oblivious to anything. 'Cause I just want to live blissfully for whatever I want.
I don't know, Kenny, if you've ever known anybody with Alzheimer's or dementia, but my grandma had it, my mom had it, and you know,
Yeah, my grandmother
I think
had
it was honestly just my viewpoint. It was harder on the family to see that, because they really didn't know, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, you get to the point where with the first stages where you're forgetful and you know things start happening, you get frustrated by it. But you know, as they got into the later stages, you know, it was much harder on the family because they really didn't know. I think it's sad when they don't recognize people they love and people they've known their whole life. But quite honestly, you know, and it's not trying to joke around, but my mom literally, when she was at memory care in the retirement home, she thought she was on vacation every day. She honestly had thought she was there at a resort, and she had forgotten my dad had passed away, and she always thought he was going to come and pick her up in a couple of minutes and they were going to head home. So, you know, it was hard to see that, but on the other hand, I think she was having a good time at the supposed vacation home.
hey, yeah, that's good for her though. I
Yeah.
mean, it's hard, but there are worse ways.
Yeah, I think that becoming a burden on my family, because like I think, and you guys might relate, like we're that generation, like we do everything ourselves. Like I don't, if I'm sick, I don't bother anyone. If I need help, I try to go as long as I can without asking for help, because I don't want to bother anyone, and to be so dependent and not know who anyone is. Yeah, like that would be such a burden on my family that it would just be like, you know, just somebody help me out, just end it, just flip the switch, you know, and because I don't want to be a burden. But all right, let's move on to something. Like we have 2 minutes. Let's see. Do I have a question that we can jump on? Let's see. I don't know about this. Any thoughts about capturing Bigfoot film at SXSW, where Clint apparently confesses that the Patterson-Gimlin film was a hoax?
I don't know anything about that.
I haven't seen this. Capturing Bigfoot. So I'm going to write it down because I'd like to see it. I mean, I don't personally, just based on just watching the film, I don't think it's a legit film. I do think it's somebody in a costume. But you know, it goes back and forth. There's so many sides to this that like analyze it this way and analyze it this way. I don't know, but I can't comment on this because I don't know. Look at that. I said I don't know. Oh, I know, right? Any other comments?
Being recorded.
Shut up, Dave.
You know, I feel sorry for when Kenny passes away. Whoever has to clean up that fucking office. Damn.
Fuck yeah. I donated it. I told them, like, if I die, all this is yours. I'm not. Don't move it. Donna's
Nobody's coming to get it. Just keep it all. That's a good move, man.
Put
Family will appreciate that.
Plexiglass a sheet in front of the door where the door is, and just say Kenny's office. You know, come visit. That's it. Immortalize it. All right. So it's 1 hour. We're going to take our break. and then we're going to come back and we'll do some more questions. We got quite a bit of questions here. So
Rapid fire.
Oh my God, rapid fire.
Wow.
All right, let me play the. No, I'm all confused. Without Donna here to run all the comments, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, here we go. We're gonna go on break. We'll be back in about 4 minutes and 9 seconds from now.
And now for something completely different.
Welcome, my fellow skeptics. Welcome, one and all. I am the chief investigator. Oh, come along, old chap. We will have a ball. Now, if you will excuse me, it's time to open the mic. Good night. Good night. Kenny Biddle's the name, investigating's my game, and I will have at it. Quid pro quo. As the head of this committee, hunting for ghosts can be shitty, but there is nothing better that I know. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? Let's open the bar and ask some questions, alright? Maybe you might find an answer or two. I will find the truth this night and day, and if my name is not Kenny Biddle, then I assure you here I will not stay. Good day! Kenny Biddle's the name, ghost hunting's the game. I won't let anything get in my way. Too many fakers out there, too many chefs, too many toe tappers, none of it makes any sense. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? Let's open the bar and ask some questions, alright? Maybe you might find an answer or two. Who knows? There may be ghosts in the machine, but trust me, I am not so keen. I prefer to see these things clearly, not in 144p. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? If you don't think I am right, let's open night night. Yeah, yeah. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? If you don't think I am right, let's open mic night. Yeah. If you have an answer or two, let Kenny Biddle solve it for you. Let Kenny Biddle solve it for you. The one and only Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle. Kenny
So interesting. Laura, who is in the chat, sent me a link. Ben Rafford just recently posted, today, on our article that included the SXSW film about Bigfoot. And Clint is Roger Patterson's son. who is the one that's giving this admission,
Interesting.
saying, according to Patterson's son Clint, it was a belatedly admitted hoax. And it goes into a little bit about that. So definitely something to look into. I'm curious about what the son says now, and also the relationship that the son had with his father. That's always important.
Yes.
You know, I always, you know, when people hear like, oh, the guy's son revealed that it was a hoax, I take that with a grain of salt, because what if they were estranged, you know, or they had issues and they were fighting, and it was like, oh, I'm going to get back at him. But I want to. Thanks, Laura, for sending me that article. And I'm going to read it tonight, and then I'm going to try and look up this film and see if I can watch it. So awesome. I saw that. I was like, oh, shit, look at that. That's what that is. Okay, let me tell everyone. All right, let me pop this up here real quick. Dikula. Am I saying that right? Dikula? That's a cool name. I like that. Did you see Seg's last stream? I really don't know how he coped dealing with that night.
I did.
So the side-eye guy, Seg, went to a place called Steve's House of the Dead. And it was, imagine going into a house, like a small house, because this was not that big, but going in there, and they had a ghost box, broken radio on full blast with big speakers. Imagine that, along with all the ghost hunting gadgets already set up and already going off. Like he was taking video of this whole thing, and I recommend watching it because I like Seg, but it's going to trigger you. Like,
and the guy Steve didn't stop talking. He did not stop talking the entire time. I literally had flashbacks, Kenny, from a location I went to.
It was horrible.
That that we did a show about.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know that they were talking. Because the guy Steve that runs the house, I mean, he was talking like this to make sure you heard him, because it was so fucking loud.
And everything was quite haunted.
Everything was haunted. Like
everything.
The forks, the toilet paper, everything was haunted.
Everything was haunted. And he kept saying, this is quite haunted. This is quite haunted. And then talk shit about Seg. While Seg is in
that was the best. So Seg, you guys know who Seg is, right? You've seen him. Okay. So he went there undercover, and this guy Steve made them get into his minivan, which red flag, to take a tour of the town. And while they're out there, so it's the guy Steve that runs it, Seg, and Ian, who was came with Seg, because Seg was posing as his cameraman. So they get there. This guy's talking about ghost, all the haunted stuff in his place, and then he starts talking about the bunkers, and he starts ripping Seg apart, like trashing the shit out of him. And it's funny because Seg's cameras is going from the guy trashing him to his buddy Ian, and Ian's like, "This is funny." So it's definitely. That was funny. I did like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. It was difficult to watch.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. RNB. Being skeptics have ever questioned any results or conclusions you've made?
Oh yeah. I just want to be. I'm not like I'm a believer, but I also am a skeptic. So like.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one here that really is like full-fledged known as a skeptic. So I just want to make that clear.
But yeah. But with that being said, yes, I question everything, now for sure. When I first started out, everything was paranormal. When I first started, everything was paranormal. Now I question everything. And you have to. I mean, there's been times where I've thought I've captured EVPs, and I go back and I listen to them over and over again, and then I'll give myself a break, and I'll listen like months later, and I go, wait a minute, that's not an EVP, that was this. So yeah, I totally question everything.
You guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
constantly.
Bob
Have
said
you
I
even stuff-
wait. Bob said I question Taryn questioning everything.
What? God, hold on.
Damn it, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, Bob. I do. I'm constantly questioning. I can't, like, the behind the scenes stuff. Whenever I put out a standalone video on the Center for Inquiry now, I can guarantee you that at least like 4 or 5 people have seen that video before you guys have, because I'm so concerned. Like, was I an asshole? You know, I don't like, I want to be honest. I want to be completely honest and blunt about, you know, what I see and what I think, but I don't want to be overly harsh. I don't, because I want to stay professional. Did I cover everything? And one of my biggest concerns, did you understand what I said? You know, because sometimes I get into such, I try to get into the technical aspect of things, and I'm worried that I'm going over the heads of the general public. And sometimes I watch it back and go, what did I say? And I have to refilm it. So I'm always second guessing myself. But even when I put stuff out, like, I can give you an example. I can't give you a specific example, but the video that's going to be coming out next week, there was a video I was reviewing, and I watched it, and I was like, all right, I know what's going on. And then a day later, I watched it again, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't think I was right. I think, wait, now I have to go. And I spent 2 days after that going through it and digging for information and actually reaching out and contacting people that were involved, because I wasn't sure what I was looking at. And then I made a decision, and then I was like, all right, good. And then I still sat on it for another 2 days because I wasn't sure, and I was second guessing myself until I showed it to other people and said, what do you think? Do you see what I see? Do you see something different? Please be honest with me. And then I'm finally okay with it. But I'm always questioning myself on this stuff. So, God damn, I talk a lot.
Yeah.
I do. I talk a lot, man. Oh, all right.
You're good at it, though. You're good at it. This is why you're good.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Hey, you know, not everyone agrees, but okay. Let's see. Have you seen the recent? Oh, the article is about energy after death in Popular Mechanics. It does support that energy can't be destroyed, but only changed. I mean, that's to be honest. That's has already established. That's one of the laws of thermodynamics. So it's not. I'm not sure what that article is, but that was already something thoroughly established.
Dave and I right now are looking it up.
We're typing.
Yeah,
I see him typing.
It's like I'm trying to see.
But yeah, I mean, that's what the second law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed; it can only change forms. So I don't know if we're going to be able to look it up.
Yeah,
I'm changing forms. I don't know why this is
energy
really messing up right now. And I literally am not. Whoa.
Yeah.
Who's yelling?
You got a cat?
Oh, I got a cat.
Oh, okay.
Why are they yelling?
I didn't know. Come here.
Hi, baby.
She's wanting some
I
attention.
didn't find it right away, so I'm going to. When Dave finds it, we can cut back to it.
I see the baby. Hi.
My baby.
I don't know if they're talking about. Yeah, there's been a
my God.
couple different articles in Popular Mechanics. One about death may not end human consciousness. There's some about the first law of thermodynamics, and that energy can not be created or destroyed, only transformed.
Right.
And then there's one in 2025, it looks like, about suggests a third state between life and death. Some cells, when provided with nutrients, oxygen, and bioelectricity, can continue to function, adapt, and even reorganized into new multicellular structures. So I'm not quite sure which one they might be talking about, but there's been a couple articles in Popular Mechanics lately, and the whole energy can be neither be created or destroyed or transformed. You got to remember, energy can be changed from electrical energy to heat energy, from the energy in your cells. It's based on ion gradients, and when those go away, it dissipates. It can dissipate into heat. It can decay. Those are the type of transformations. I think the challenge is, how do we figure out if there is consciousness that's due to, a cohesive energetic state? When you die, how does that continue without your neurons there to organize it and contain it? And actually, they're leading to it with the changes in the ion concentrations inside and outside of cell membranes. So it's a complicated question. I'm not really sure what article they're specifically talking about, but there's been a couple of them lately.
Yeah, like the energy in your body. Like if you would have been eaten by the bear, it would have been changed to caloric energy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So your body has all kinds of energy, but it's going to go somewhere.
I have lots of calories in me.
You're a walking battery.
Damn right I am. Come on, bear. All right. Let's see. Kit Ford. Hey, Kit. Do you think if investigators spend a solid year living in a haunted house and brought all conceivable equipment, they could make an unequivocal determination about any goings on?
I knew there was going to be a lot of these in here. Unequivocal.
I said that right.
No, you didn't.
It's a good question.
I don't know.
We've talked about this on our show several times.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the four of us could literally be in the same environment for a year, and all four of us may perceive something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all
absolutely.
To me, I think it's all about how you're perceiving something, how you are.
But this is going off of having all conceivable equipment available to us. So it's not necessarily our interpretation or our perception.
It could be your interpretation of even of what the equipment's producing. You know what I mean?
This would be an interesting thing, because
could be the environment.
Be a discussion. We'd have to collect the data and look at the data and then talk about it and say, all right, what do we see here? And then actually call in other experts for that specific data and say, what is here?
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
I think it would take a team of multidisciplinary scientists, all different fields. And it's going to be equipment where you're going to need some major bucks, because they're not going to run around with a K2 meter.
Right.
Like that. They're going to top of the line. I mean, it reminds me of the show that lasted not a long time, American Paranormal, where they had a group of psychologists, physicists, parapsychologists, others. Yeah, it was great, but it didn't last because it was people trying to figure stuff out, which is no fun. But they spent a couple nights at, I think, East State Penn.
Yeah,
and they collected a ton of data with a lot of high-end environmental equipment. They looked at it, a variety of different ways, and they basically came up with, we don't know. There's things that we think naturally could explain why people thought they had an experience. And then there's Jen and I lived in a place for a year and a half that had a lot of activity. There's a lot of stuff that happened that people would say is unexplainable. We were running cameras, we were running magnetic field detectors, electromagnetic field, ultrasound detectors, infrasound detectors. We did all that, and you did document those little changes in the data, and you did record weird sounds. There was some interesting object movement, some light anomalies, but at the end of the day, the most you could still say is, I don't know. This is what people have reported in other haunted locations, but don't know. It's hard. It's like there's all these anomalies that people can interpret different ways. Right. And it was interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff that happened, but I still don't know. And could I say 100% for sure that it's haunted? I could tell you it fits the criteria of what other people have said are haunted at locations, but what does that mean? All it means is we're saying that it fits the same pattern, the same data, the same experiences other people have found. But what was it due to? There's some stuff I honestly have no idea. There's some weird shit that happened, and I'm just gonna say I don't know. And that's the only place I ever thought I maybe saw an apparition. I still don't know what the hell that was.
I think that's the difference. Like you really, you did a good job of pointing out the difference is that like you're collecting all this data, even if it matches what the community claims is caused by a ghost, you can't make the determination that it was a ghost because you don't know.
Right.
That's the cause. Whereas the majority, I would venture to say the majority of the ghost hunters that go out to these locations will get the same result, the same perceptions, not as much data, but make the conclusion that it was a ghost. And that's it. Like they're not backing it up with the data. They're not backing it up with they're just jumping to the conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, I look at what we experience and the data we collect, and if I'm a true believer, I would have said it's a ghost. If I'm a cynic, it's all natural stuff that I could eventually probably come up with something. Might be a little far-fetched. I can give you a natural thing, but could even be far-fetched. If you're skeptical and you're looking at it the right way, I think the fair assessment would be, I don't know. I don't know.
So I have a question and a thought. I have a couple of thoughts about that. So I think about like when people go out and look at the outside of the environment, which I think is important and obviously needs done. You said a statement that kind of set my mind kind of triggering, is that these people have experiences that other people have in other locations, including that one. I'm sure it's been done, if not by accident, but like looking externally, what about looking internally? Like what about people's brains, how they're wired, how biology over generations, evolution. I know we've talked about type 1 errors, type 2 errors, but what about fear responses?
Yep.
What is our body trained to do in certain type of tense situations that we just don't know about? And I'm sure that it's out there, but probably not under the heading of what does your body do during a ghost attack? But you could look up different things and see how our bodies commonly respond to unknown or strange stimuli. And like if something happens and we're not sure what it is, like do our bodies naturally, of course not exactly identically person to person, but does the structure still respond? I don't know what that was. Therefore, I'm going to think what could possibly be it and then prepare for that. And being that we're in kind of like a awesome ghost culture and people grow up with horror movies, you know, you're done with like that. Oh, it was a tiger. It was a bear, except in number 4's case. You're done with that threat because we've passed that threat normally. We're probably evolutionarily phasing out of that, but we still have all the way back. I mean, the ghost lore and the monster lore is it's centuries old. And so that's centuries of stories passed down, centuries of these things that are woven into our minds and passed on. And I wonder about looking inside about how we respond to different things too. Yeah. Not saying that the other isn't important. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, there's actually a fair amount of literature on that, and they've looked at it, and there's a lot written about based on your prior experiences, belief, even childhood trauma, how you interpret and respond to what you're describing as what would be ambiguous stimuli. Like you don't really know what it is, but your body's sensing or picking up on something. Like there's some publications now that your brain can pick up on subtle changes in magnetic fields. Before people would be like, yeah, I don't know. How could that even possibly happen? How does it penetrate your skull? Yada, yada, yada. Thing is, they've shown it happens now. And now the idea is maybe you're interpreting these little small ambiguous stimuli within the context of the location. You know, if it's creepy or not, you're going to interpret it differently. And it also could, your background, your experiences, your belief play a role in it as well. in addition to how your body just naturally physiologically responds to something. Because one example situation where people were reporting cold chills, but there's no change in temperature, but they were getting goosebumps. Something that was being generated internally was causing them to have goosebumps, which they interpreted as a cold spot. So there's actually a fair amount of stuff on there. Have people, hooked you up to every scanner that you can use from a hospital or a doctor's office to see how you're responding? No, but that would be an interesting thing to take a look at. But there's a big psychological component and a physiological component too, that just the way your body responds to things. But to me, the interesting thing is your body might be responding to these little subtle ambiguous things that normally your body doesn't know what to do with, but in the right context, with the right psychological makeup, you're going to experience and think certain things.
I had a private case one time where, long story short, I'm just going to get down to it. The mother wound up on a schizophrenic type level, but it wasn't just the mother being affected. None of the family would sleep in the living room because the rest of the family was afraid. But I think what she was putting out there and what she was saying, what she was seeing, what she was, was making everybody else was making them think that they were seeing things and feeling things and hearing things. You know what I mean? And once the mother got help, everything's calmed down in the house. You know what I mean? And once you took care of that part of it, but what she was putting out there was making everybody else in the house think that they were experiencing things too, even though they weren't.
She was influencing
how
they perceived everything. And that's why it's important to separate witnesses when there's multiple witnesses. Separate them as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them to unintentionally or intentionally influence each other.
Right.
So,
to me, the haunted house thing, ghosts, hauntings are great. It's, what I've been involved in for a very long time, and it's really fascinating. But if you really want to prove consciousness survives after bodily death, quite honestly, just going to your local haunted house is probably one of the least possible ways you're ever going to collect any data to support that.
Yeah.
And even if you look at what the Society of Psychical Research used to look at, I mean, they would go to some haunted houses, but for the most part, they were looking at people who, had a crisis apparition or things that aren't as easily explainable, where they didn't know about somebody dying and they appeared and they had specific information, veridical information. But anyway, there's other areas within parapsychology that are being studied seriously by scientists, neuroscientists, psychologists, medical doctors, the whole near-death experience and resuscitation. There's a whole team that's doing studies on that to see what's going on. So there's other areas I think that are more fruitful. And I think we've gotten so far away from what's considered a ghost these days. Like every little bump or sound in a house is due to a ghost, when it could be. There's a list of phenomena that can be associated with ghostly experiences. But if you're looking at apparitions and things that might have an intelligent haunting, those are so few and far between, and I don't see a whole lot of amateur groups looking into those type of cases.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something today that I don't know how it would fit into paranormal research, but it just feels like it does, and I can't find the name of the fallacy. But it was I'm looking back to see if I can find it in my history, but I'll give you the scenario that it was. And what they did was they took a group of people, they split them up into two. It's basically how your perception of someone's decisions change if you know the end if you know the end environment. So basically they gave two people the scenario that was, it's a medical scenario. So you have a 55-year-old man. He had a heart attack. He needs a surgery to repair it, but there's only 8% chance that he'll live. Do you do it or do you not? So then they give the results. So in one, they said they went ahead and tried it and he died. And the second one they said they went ahead and tried it and he survived. But then they went ahead and gave each group, like the doctor's professional history was the same, very good. The medicine was good. Like they had a lot more information than just that. So then they asked each group to give their opinion on if it was a good decision or not. And going back, there were more people that when the person passed away gave poor critique of the decision to do it than when he lived. Those people gave them better critique, even though it was the exact same thing, exact same scenario, exact same information, but just knowing one failed, they were more critical of the choices that the doctor made than if the one that lived, they were less critical. So I'm not really sure, but after I looked at that over and I listened to it, I was like, this feels like when you go into a haunted house or an alleged haunted house or a spooky place and you know the end result, like you go in knowing that this place is haunted, but you don't get anything, or you do it poorly and don't get anything. And then someone goes in and maybe does something else and they get something. Like, instead of looking at the answer, they look at the protocol or the procedures that they used and critique them instead. I don't really know. I don't know why it clicks in my brain about when people go ghost hunting in a alleged haunted place and they go knowing it rather than just going cold and saying this place may or may not. I don't know. We're just going to go test out this house. Anyway, that's a long story.
Well, you know,
that's how my brain works. So I apologize for that.
No, I love that because I brought this up on my show recently, saying that, you know, like where the Peaches are staying in April, it's not advertised as a haunted location. It's just a B&B that you can stay at, or a farmhouse you can stay at. You know, I mean, people stay there. You know, the college is there, so parents will stay there when they're coming to visit their kids, and you know what I mean. Like, it's not like, oh, this is a haunted place that you can come stay in Gettysburg. It's located on the battlefield. Blah blah blah. It's just a normal farmhouse you can rent. And somebody I know that was staying there, I went to just check it out, and I'm looking through people can write in the book, and it's a lot of families that we're going in there knowing that people have had. They thought that they've had experiences, right? But these are just like mom and pop normal people, not in the paranormal field. They're just staying there, whether they're on vacation or they're there because, they're, visiting, whatever. And they're like, well, we heard footsteps and we heard this and we heard that. And they're writing this in the book. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like going to a place where it's not advertised as a haunted location is more intriguing to me than going to a place that is known to be or has been said to be haunted.
Yeah. I think on your point, Tim, it's there. I don't know if this relates to what you were saying, but if you go to a location that already has a reputation for being haunted and people know you're going, they see you put out a video, or you put out a post or an article or whatever, there's almost that expectation because it's already reported to be haunted. There's an expectation that you're going to say something that agrees with that. And when it doesn't, if you say the opposite, then it becomes more critical of what you did or who you are or why you were there, because you didn't conform to the outcome that they expected.
Yeah.
Does that sound like on track with what you were trying to?
Yeah. I guess I'm looking for it. I can't find it, but it was the perception of the people that looked at it that made the difference. So knowing the end, knowing that this person died, they were more critical that the doctors and nurses and specialists opted for that person to have the surgery, much more critical. But for the people that survived, they were like, yeah, good job. Like that was the right choice. And somehow, because we know the other end of a place that's supposed to be haunted, when somebody goes into it and they get something, people don't really go back and look at the method that they used necessarily to see how they got it. They're just like, well, of course, that was a good job. You obviously did something right with your method.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like it just,
so that would be, you go to a location, like for me, okay, so put myself in the example. I go to a location that's known to be haunted. So people that are watching already know that it's haunted. So that's the basic belief. But I come out and say, no, it's not haunted. So the people that already believe it's haunted because they were told and they know the answer, you know, they know the answer at the end, they start questioning, well, your method was wrong, or you did this wrong, or you did that wrong. They're more critical of what I did rather than
what they did.
that I came out. Yeah.
Or what they did.
And vice versa. You know, like the people that are more skeptical would probably say, oh, okay, yeah, he came out, he didn't find anything. That's what we expected. And they wouldn't be as critical as the people that have opposing views. And we can flip-flop that too. So it goes both ways, where like if somebody goes in and says, oh yeah, it's definitely haunted, the I'm going to use stereotypes. The believers would say, oh yeah, that's what we expected. Mm-hmm. And then more skeptical people would probably say, well, wait a minute, let me look at what you did.
Method, the procedure. Well, I can't find it. This guy, I'll tell you, his TikTok is Mr. Rupp, R-U-P-P. Anyway, he teaches high school critical thinking and logical reasoning. He's been doing it for like 20 some years, what he says, but he has really interesting and really good TikToks about fallacies and Anyway, that rolled across, and I just thought it was interesting.
All right, let's hit some questions like shotgun stuff because
let's do it. Shotgun,
20 minutes.
like we do with beer,
like we do with beer and shots. Okay. Actually, speaking of smoking on investigations, do you think getting stoned or drunk prior to or during an investigation is irresponsible and possible discredits any potential evidence?
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. You know, we know what alcohol and mind altering drugs do to us. They alter our mind.
I've heard about what they do.
You know exactly what they do.
Bitch. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
We're all
cheers.
You guys have heard me drunk. You've heard me on.
Oh, we have.
Actually, that's probably the closest Tim will come to seeing a ghost is when he's that shit faced.
When I was sick, what did they give me? Codeine. Oh God.
I
don't even remember the show.
Well, we thought you were dead.
Yeah.
Tim's not responding to anything. He's not picking up his phone. We're calling him. I'm like, Kenny and I are like, you think we should call his wife and see if he's okay?
Yes.
Like, I took some codeine cough medicine. Best nap of my life.
It was.
But yeah, like I can say that I've been on 2 investigations in the last 6 months where I went along with people and they wanted to do some gummies and such while they were there. And I said, no, no, thank you. I can't do that because once I do that everything I do from then on becomes invalid.
Although there are some people that believe that opens up the mind's eye. And I'm not saying I'm not saying I agree with it, but there are people that do believe that opens up the mind's eye to be able to.
But I think in that situation that you could do that in a controlled environment.
Yes.
As long as there's people around there that are sober and the correct medical, you have somebody that's medically appropriate in case someone has a bad reaction. But I think that would be appropriate in a controlled setting with consents and everything signed.
I don't think drinking. I don't think drinking because drinking.
No,
it's different than the
Kenny's got that research covered.
You do stupid shit. There's no, because you hear something, you might hear something, you might not hear something, and that's it's not always what you experience. Sometimes it's what you don't experience that has to be considered. So if you're drunk, you're not as aware of the environment and your surroundings as you should be.
No.
So you might miss something that's relevant to what's going on. So I would say no drugs, no alcohol, nothing like that. If you want to do it in a controlled environment, that's one thing. But yeah, the mind does not have an eye. I know that's a popular phrase.
No, I know. I was just saying. I was using, I was just.
I'm not saying that towards you. I'm saying it to people that like will use that phrase. They're if you think there's some kind of more awareness or hyper awareness or something that goes on, then I agree with Tim. You do it in a controlled environment under supervision and proper testing, not while you're ghost hunting. Because I think you're gonna just skew the results, and it's not valid. It's just not valid.
Yep.
All right.
Shotgun. Reload.
Shotgun. That's one done. Let's see. Get forward. Oh, wait, I said that already. Okay. When dealing with claims of involving information from, say, 20 or 30 years ago, how do you handle the task of collecting the information if it is all from someone's memory of the event? Oh.
I will say, because I'm familiar with doing this in my professional life, you need to have receipts, or you need to have collaboration. And collaboration is not as good as receipts. So if someone's recalling somebody getting murdered or getting killed in a house, which we've been in this situation, and it's 20 or 30 years ago, that's not that far back. You're going to find 911 records. You're going to find death records. You're going to find
newspaper.
Well, yeah, you'll probably find, you'll find a lot. You can call law enforcement. It's easier for me around here, but I don't know if somebody could just call a law enforcement officer cold off the street and say, hey, tell me about this, what you remember, or can I have the files, or can I have a redacted copy of the files?
I'll add real quick to that. Every police department that I've dealt with, you have to appear in person.
Mm-hmm.
You can call and interview them, but to get the official record, you have to show up in person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can go back and find receipts, and at least if you're just left with a cloud of smoke of the situation, some receipts can help begin to solidify what's going on. You might be able to find a relative that remembers that time, that's older. But if you don't have anything, then you want to ask that person who was there with you. Was anybody else involved with this that you saw, experienced, whatever? And then you would want to interview them to see if they can collaborate each other's story. Outside of that, if it's just a person's word, if they remember very specific things, maybe you could come up with a way to test that in the same environment. But 20 or 30 years later might not be the same environment. Different things might have been fixed, different piping, new heating, new cooling, new wood floors, new doors got hung. You don't know if you're in the exact same environment as they were.
And people's memory changes.
Yeah, it's
30 years. Like, I mean,
if
it's just based on memory, you know what I mean? Like it's natural for the brain to, you might forget something that happened, or you might remember how something went when it really didn't go that way, or you might, I know a lot of times, like, when you're little, you hear stories that your parents say, and then you feel like you were there, you know what I mean? So because you've heard these stories over and over again, you know what I mean? Like, so, and you're repeating the story as if you were there, but it was your parents' story that was telling you, you know what I mean? So
we call that source monitoring in my job. So when I'm talking to or interviewing a child victim, and they tell me something, and I need to know, did they see it, hear it, experience it, or where did they learn it from? So A lot of times people can tell you things and it sounds like they're telling you from recalled memory, but what they're doing is they're telling you an experience that they had listening to somebody else. So it's very different. You have to be very clear on, is that something someone told you or you heard about, or were you actually there?
Right.
Yeah. And our memories are just, we don't remember things like a DVD or a VHS tape. We don't remember everything like that. Every memories are fragmented. And when we recall them, we are recalling them from different places in our memory, and we're piecing it back together. So things over time will influence it. New beliefs, new biases, hearing other people's version of what happened may influence what you remember. It may fill in the gaps that you have, because we do fill in the gaps a lot with our own beliefs and what we think might have happened, even if it didn't happen that way and we didn't witness it. So when it comes to, if it only goes on someone's memory of the event, I would talk to them. And I think from my perspective, it's the initial thing is to have a conversation, talk about it, see what they do recall, offer some ideas, just brainstorm, do a brainstorming jamming session kind of thing. If you can go to the location, great. Make note of everything that Tim noted. Like, have there been renovations? Are there new additions to the place? Has this been replaced? Has that? There's so much involved with something. 20 to 30 years ago, yeah, you can get decent records, but things change over 20, 30 years, and we don't know if it's the same environment. So
I want to say with that as well, it doesn't mean that someone's wrong.
Right.
It's just, it doesn't, because some people can remember like the vast majority of something, especially if it was traumatic. It's just how accurate when you get into the details. That's what you worry about. It doesn't mean that they're wrong at all. It doesn't mean that they didn't experience it. It doesn't mean that they didn't have this information. It's just when it's laid upon you to figure out if I can back up the story or not. That's where, from my perspective, that's where you got to get receipts for it, not to prove them wrong, but to help support what they're saying. And if you can't have it, then you just got to deal with what you got. And sometimes if it's just their memory, sometimes it might be enough.
All right.
Shotgun, reload.
Hey, anything quick? You didn't add anything.
Nope. Nothing to add to that one.
All right.
Sorry, Dave.
Move on. A lot of people do not have a scientific mind. How do they investigate scientifically when they don't understand science? Buy a book.
Watch Kenny Little.
No, buy a book on science.
You can form a simple hypothesis and test it. That's science. The other thing you can do is be part of a citizen science group or collect data. Anybody can collect quality data and then submit it to people who have the credentials and the training to analyze it.
Email Kenny Biddle.
I'm not a scientist.
Look, I am a walking example. If I can come up with a way to test something, anybody, my cat can. Anybody can come up with a way to test something. But to be fair, I do have Kenny and Dave that help me.
We do talk about stuff.
Tim does all the stats for us, so we're good.
I do. In my head. Are they right? No. But I can do them like that.
Hey, what's this out of this out of this? And he's like, 4.
4.
Okay.
It's the same answer every time. 4. It's crazy.
42.
42. There you go.
42.
All right. Let's see. Is it wrong to carry out an experiment on a group that collects haunted items by sending them a haunted doll with a true story about how scared the doll is?
No.
I don't think it's wrong.
It's only wrong if you send certain people clowns.
I agree there.
I don't see anything wrong with that either.
No, as long as I think people understood what that type of experiment and what Tim was trying to do. We explained what we were trying to do. Like, basically, you're going to get an item, could be haunted, could not. We don't know. And what we want you to do is let us know if you have some sort of experiences with it. So I think it's, as long as you're upfront about it. I mean, there's always the concern of what's the ethics of doing certain type of experiments. And then you want to make sure people don't, honestly, you want to make sure you don't send it to somebody who actually has a horrible, horrific fear of anything haunted and spooky and paranormal. And then you might put them in a bad spot. And you do need to be a little careful about that, because you don't want to do any. Yeah, like people who are afraid of clowns.
And if
Chuck.
this is something like an actual group that is collecting haunted items, and you send them just something that you made up a story for, I don't see anything wrong with that, because if it's more of a test. I mean, if you're sending it to them, if you send me something, I might display it with, this is the story, but according to the story, if there was testable claims, because that's always something I say, like if you think you have a haunted item, you want to send it to me, it has to have some kind of testable claim. Like, don't just tell me you randomly hear noises because you got this like 2 months ago. Like, has to have something to do with that, because I'm going to test it. I'm going to test it against that claim that you made.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put the results in the printout that goes along with it.
Yeah, I'm almost reading, and maybe I'm reading this a little different. I reread it. I'm like, is it wrong? Maybe she's talking about, is it wrong to be deceptive? Let's say you carry out an experiment on a group that collects haunted items, like somebody we know collects haunted items.
Yeah.
You send them a doll that's haunted, which means it's not haunted. You know it's not haunted. It has no history, with a true story about how scary that doll is. If I read it that way,
Well,
it
wait a
could
minute.
be a test, but it can also be seen as deceptive, which sometimes does not sit well.
Well, Kenny, I remember Kenny, and this is going back, went to a certain medium with a bunch of people and made up, even, didn't you even like create like fake Facebook profile to go to this show?
Oh, yes.
Somebody did that. Yeah.
Good test.
I was undercover.
Yes.
And there was a profile created for me.
Yes.
Because we suspected them of hot reading. So going there, yeah, that was deceptive. But the point was to say, okay, if I show up and they start giving me information, psychic information based on that profile,
that fake profile,
we showed that they hot read.
That's kind of a test. And if you're truly psychic, you might want to be able to cut through that kind of stuff. However, I think it gets down to, is it doing anybody any harm? That's what to me, that's one of the questions I would ask. Is this deception going to do any harm? In this case, I think them going in with these fake stories, who are you really harming?
Right.
Besides, I mean, the argument from
ego.
The person who got called out is
the ego.
Right. You're hurting my ego and you're hurting my business. That's one thing. But are you really doing any psychological harm to the person?
Right.
I think that's what I would be looking at, as far as, if you're being deceptive and you're carrying out an experiment. The sad thing is, humans are fucking deceptive to each other all the time, regardless if you're conducting an experiment or not.
What?
It's horrible.
What?
It's okay, man. I know it's okay.
I don't know how to process this.
Ghosts are not deceptive. Humans are.
But with this, I think I'm reading it the same way that you read it the second time, Dave. Like, it's a group that's collecting haunted items, and if you send something, an object that's not haunted with a story, like, is it?
Yeah.
I think the group that receives it should fact check the story. So if you have information on there, like a specific person with a name, dates, something that can be fact checked, it's up to them to fact check it. If they just promote it, like if I took an item and just put it out there with the story, didn't test it, just said, I'm taking your word for it, that's on me. Like, you're deceiving me, but it's on me because I didn't do any work. I just said, oh, I got a free item, I'm going to put it on display, and I'm going to, if I was a group like this, and I don't know if they have like a museum or something like that, I could charge money for tickets for items that I didn't verify were haunted or not. So I would say it's up to the group.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Back to the
How about
shotgun approach.
Do you guys want to take a break now and then come back and finish up a couple questions?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Oh, you want to just keep going?
Let's go.
Power through them, man.
All right. Let's see. Oh, Tim, why do you have a super scary skeleton next to you in your video? I've always wanted to ask, but it's just too spooky and I didn't want to spook me.
I love skeletons.
The last person that asked that question.
Yeah. That was our last guest.
Okay.
I saw this question ahead of time and I tried to look up the story, but that an actual piece of art, and
Oh,
I
cool.
just enjoyed it. One night, one of our shows, we were talking something about skeletons, and typically I like to look up something from an old art piece that kind of reflects with us, or the topic at least. And I found this, and I really enjoyed it. And I can't remember what it is. I can't remember the date, who did it. And I saw that. I was Googling like skeleton with one hand up, and I was like, oh God, that was wrong. Naked skeleton with robe on.
He doesn't know how to take it off the screen. That's why. He got it up there and he's no idea how to turn it off.
I think I can.
I
think I can. But
Let's
that's
see.
the story. It's a fascinating piece of art, and I really like it. And I've just always kept it.
Let's see. Let's do this one. Do you think we just don't have the scientific instruments to really prove ghosts? And maybe in the future we will. I mean, we still don't know what a ghost is. So
here's the I don't know question. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I said. I said, I don't know.
There's a lot of things we didn't understand or know how to detect 100 years ago. So I would never say never.
right.
No.
True.
I guess think of it like this: like right now, the word ghost, you can replace that with fairy, dragon, leprechaun,
Santa
Claus, stuff like that, because we don't know anything about what that is or if it actually exists. We can see changes in environment, and like the stuff that, especially like Dave does a lot of stuff looking at the environment, looking for anomalies, seeing what's going on with the data, but doesn't make the determination that this is a ghost. And I think that's how you're supposed to do it, because we don't know. And the idea, the question, I understand your question, but I think the way the question is phrased, it's already with that hope or maybe a belief that ghosts do exist when we actually don't know if they exist yet.
Or even what they are.
Yeah.
Us as humans, we have to label everything. You know what I mean? So
yes.
we have to have a label for everything. So what is it?
I have a label for a lot of stuff.
Oh, it's a sculpture of La Mort Saint Innocent. Saint Innocent? Oh, that's not me.
There you go.
So anyway, I just want to say this question, or like this small little topic of discussion, is one of the things that led me in my ghost hunting days when I chased orbs through freaking yeah. People were, I was at a location and people were all talking about ghosts. And all of a sudden I was like, well, what if it's an alien? If it's an alien, then we'll never find it because we're looking for a ghost. And then I thought, well, what if it's something else? What if it's something else that lives among us, but we just don't know? What if it's a time traveler coming back? What if it's projection from the past coming forward? Like all of a sudden it was like this big headache of,
what if it's a parallel universe and we're just
all of a sudden I had this headache of, damn, I've just spent like a lot of money, wasted a lot of time the past 4 years of running around with a Sony infrared camera through cemeteries, chasing lightning bugs.
Oh shit.
And following underground cables with a EMF meter, thinking I'm following a ghost.
Good times. All right. Let's see. Let's try this one. Last Friday at the Freemasons Hall ghost investigation, I felt something stroke the back of my head/hair. No one/thing was close to me, and I was standing still at the time. What could cause that? So just looking for different ideas.
well, for me, I have long hair. So there's a lot of times where I will and I know this, it feels like something pulls my hair, but it's really my hair gets stuck in my arm or gets stuck in the fabric of my shirt. You know what I mean? Or or there's static electricity somewhere and my hair will get stuck to something and I move. That's happened to me a lot. Like
that's gonna be funny if you got like near a static generator, your hair was all over the place. That'd be fun.
It's very long. So, I don't know how long your hair is, but I know that I have felt that several times, but I was able to find a source. It was me moving, or it was, something, got stuck on something, me walking by, or a spider web. You don't ever, like, spider webs can feel like that as well.
Yeah.
All right, I got a really hard word for you. DYSES. I know. Write it down. I've got it. I can't. It's terrible. DYSESTHESIA. Desensthesia. Anyway, I've had this experience before. I'll write it in the. I've had the same thing with my hair, and I remember kind of going back, and I do love the brain. So I remember looking this up, and I couldn't remember the word, but yes, fear, anxiety, and intense focus can cause real and scientifically false or distorted sensations of the skin. It's known as that word, or it's also on a more common word called tactical hallucinations. Fear triggers adrenaline, causing tingling, itching, numbness, burning, while intense focus, hyper-awareness, can cause the brain to magnify normal body sensations.
Yep.
She just wrote in there. She says she does have long hair too, and she said it wasn't a pull though; it was a touch or a stroke harder than a spider web.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would fall into it. Yeah.
I'm just going to copy this word because I can't spell it.
There you go. Just do that.
I can't spell that shit from memory.
All right. We're at the 2-hour mark. We're going to wrap it up. So, Dave, anything coming up?
Might be going back to Gettysburg for the Paranormal Research Symposium. So, most likely going to go. And then looking to do, I'm going to submit an abstract with Brandon to give a talk together. So we're working on something together, kind of getting at that little bit of information I talked about, that unique approach to looking at the psychology, the context, the environment, kind of say there might be a better way to do research at haunted locations, that you might want to look at the right person in the right place with the right environmental conditions, because that seems to all play into having an experience, a ghostly experience.
Okay, cool. Tim, anything coming up?
I am going to be speaking in the beautiful, wonderful, wild state of West Virginia at CATS. Oh God, I forgot the name of the cryptid.
You
were there.
The Grafton Monster Festival.
Grafton Monster, yes, yeah. And I owe her a headshot.
Kit, not
Kit.
cat.
God. Okay. I'm sorry.
He just
Thank
got
you, Kit.
uninvited.
Awesome.
I
That's
did.
awesome.
I promised her a headshot, and I can't, like, not even Chat GPT can fix all this. So
fix that fucking mug.
No,
Just
I
take
cannot.
a snippet right now and send it to her. That'll be fine.
Yeah, there you go. Just take the skeleton.
Yeah.
Taryn, what do you got coming up?
Just my show every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Like I said, the Peaches will be doing a couple of investigations, and then we'll be at the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. We'll also be doing New Jersey Para Unity Expo. We'll be there. And that's about it. Just and some investigations in between there,
Awesome.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, you are.
You can
good.
vicar him from the conference. He'd love that.
There was a comment earlier. I think it's somebody that I investigated with in Gettysburg, but they said, let's talk about gummies in Gettysburg. Now, to my defense, we weren't really we were having fun. We were calling them party favors.
As your attorney, I advise you right now to stop talking.
Stop talking.
We really weren't investigating.
That's not what I'm worried about you talking about.
I have coming up next month, April 18th, I'll be in Toledo, Ohio for the Halloween event at the Collingwood Arts Center. It's like an oddities kind of fair, and they have a couple speakers, and I'm going to be one of them. I'm excited. I'm really excited about it. And then June 11th to 14th is SciCon. Our 50th anniversary is here in Buffalo, New York, which I'm excited about. There's lots going on. We're going to do tours. We're going to have workshops. We're going to have speakers. Bill Nye, the science guy, is here. He's our main speaker.
Cool.
So, lots going on. So I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to get to it. And there's also a special surprise for people that take the tour of the facility, and I won't tell you what it is. It's a secret tour of the new gallery museum. But with that, I'm going to say we're going to wrap it up. And thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us for a couple hours on a Friday night and drinking with us and asking questions and chatting and having discussions in the chat room. That was awesome. And we will see you next week. And for everyone, just remember, never stop learning. And I'll see you guys. Don't you guys leave. I'll see you back here in about 2 minutes.
Don't mess up the ending.
Fuck you, man.
Hey, diddle diddle, here's a little riddle. Who's the best debunker? Is it Kenny Biddle? Oh, he's good, not just a little. Not at the bottom or even the middle. Strike a chord like a fiddle. Tasting the rainbow like a skittle. That's fragile and brittle. You can watch him take a problem and start to riddle the problem away. He does not play. He takes his job so seriously. He loves a challenge and won't turn you away. He's such a skeptic, he keeps stones believers exposing the fake. It wouldn't take him long to find a needle in hay. Use a magnet, damn it. Now take a drink of Kenny's specialty. Someone may say that's not for me. To each their own, what will be. Man, Kenny's such a skeptic, drinking skeptical tea. Like and subscribe, everybody turn notifications on. And go watch his show and forget about this song. Mr. Wizard or Bill Nye the Science Guy, can you remember? You like Kenny better, so head to the skeptical help bar and meet the bartender. Pick up a drink and relax, cause nobody does this better. Not even close, not even a little. He's the one and only Kenny Biddle.
Now we return you to our regular scheduled program, In Progress.